Hi, I'm Annie at North Star Yoga, and I'm going to show you a very simple, straightforward, short practice to wake you up in the morning, to get the body stretched and ready for movement and the breath ready for the day. So it's so simple that you can actually do this from your bed. You don't even have to get up in the morning. You can be in your pajamas or whatever. So we're going to start on the back. And you know, even though this is a simple practice, as with any practice, you need to approach movement with a sense of kindness to your body. So if you know that there are issues with certain kinds of movement, then please be responsible and look after yourself in that way. So we're going to begin with the knees bent, feet flat onto the mat, and placing the hands onto your belly. We're going to start by just connecting with the natural breath as it is. So eyes closed. And feeling your breath, feeling the movement of the breath through the body. Now if you can, breathe with just the diaphragm. So here the diaphragm is a dome sheet of muscle which domes up underneath the lungs, and when you breathe in, that dome flattens down. As it flattens down, it pushes your internal organs out a little bit, which is why the belly rises with your in-breath and falls with your out-breath. Now sometimes what can happen is people do reverse breathing, so as they breathe in, it's like this, but try and have it so that the diaphragm comes down and your in-breath is like this. So you're not pushing your tummy out, that just happens as a consequence of the diaphragm coming down. So once again, as you breathe in, so here keeping the rib cage nice and steady. And feeling into natural diaphragmatic breathing. This is a perfect way to reduce that sort of stress response in the body. And it is actually the natural way of breathing. It's how babies and young children breathe before they learn to hold their tummies in. And then we're going to bring this into yogic breath. So this is a way to deepen the breath, to begin to fill the lungs with air. So 3 parts to this, and it's like filling up a hot water bottle or a balloon from the bottom up to the top. So first of all, breathing in to the belly, so you're using your diaphragm here. Pausing, and then breathing into the ribs, so the ribs come out and up. Pausing, and then finally breathing all the way up into the collarbones. So you might even get a kind of slight sensation underneath the collarbones here. Pausing with that full in-breath, and then sighing the breath out through the mouth. Okay, so doing that again, into the belly, into the rib cage, all the way up to the collarbones. And then sighing the breath out. So we're going to bring some arm movements into this, which will aid this process. So beginning with the hands down by the side, breathing into the belly, bringing the fingertips up to the collarbones, into the ribs, sliding the elbows out, and then all the way up. Full breath in, pause here, sigh the breath out, bring the arms up overhead, down by the side. So 2 more of these. Full breath in, pause, long sigh of the breath out. So here you might notice that actually you can lengthen this pause now. So in, out with the elbows. Full breath in. Take a natural pause here. And sighing the breath out through the mouth. So we're really going to begin to get things in the body moving. So we're going to start by hugging the knees in towards the chest. And from here, taking the knees out to the side, keeping the toes together. Inhale as you move the knees away. Exhale as you draw the knees in. Try to keep the small of your back in contact with the surface beneath. And that way you begin to wake up the abdominal muscles. And then reverse that circling. Away, out to the side. Exhale as you squeeze in. Inhaling. And then lifting the legs straight up into the air, arms straight up into the air, so a bit like a dead insect here. So this is a full body mudra, so a full body seal, and this is called Little Bear. So you're going to relax the ankles, relax the wrists, and simply give everything a really good relaxed shake. So as if you're trying to shake stuff off the limbs, and you can move all the way up into the shoulders too. Waking up arms and legs, and beginning to wake up into the pelvis, and up into the waist even, and into the chest. And then pause here. So you should be feeling this sort of sense of aliveness now in the limbs. And I'm going to rotate wrists and ankles one way. Bring that back the other way. Bending at the knees and the elbows. So here we're just working to the joints. One more there. And then from the shoulders and the hips. So here it's like a breaststroke on the ceiling. So circling both outwards and in. So again, you want to feel that sense of maintaining contact between the small of your back and the surface beneath. If you find that the small of the back dips out and you can't hold that, just do this with the knees bent. Okay, so that's a gentler kind of movement. If you think you want to make it a little bit stronger and really sort of begin to challenge the abdominal muscles, then a wider circle. And then take that one way, bring it back the other way. Keep your breath steady, jaw relaxed, face relaxed. And once again, bend the knees, bring the hands round to the knees here. Draw your breath in, breathe out, lift the head up to the knees, squeeze the knees in towards the head. Inhale, just gently, slowly release. Exhale, squeeze the knees in, lift the head up to the knees. Inhale, release back down, and then cross your ankles over. So whichever way comes naturally to you to do that, and hold onto your own feet here. And we're going to take a little sway from side to side. So here we're massaging the back, the shoulders, and then from here we're going to take it forward and back. So keep your chin drawn in and your head lifted here, and what that will do is give you that rounded back, so you're not going to clonk onto your back here. So you can keep this sort of quite gentle here, to begin with. And then getting a little stronger, and then all the way up to sitting. So from here, breathing in, lifting the arms up, and here spread through the fingers and press through the palms of the hands. So it's like a welcoming into the morning. Exhale, take the left hand onto the right knee, a gentle twist, so not as far as you can go. Inhale, lift up. Welcoming the day. Exhale, take that to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Open the arms, open the chest. Exhale. To the right. Inhale, reach up, stretch through, and then exhale to the left. And then this time coming straight onto all fours. So by all means, bring a blanket underneath your knees, at the top of your shins maybe. There's no point in being uncomfortable. And placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Spreading the fingers and placing a little bit of pressure down into the palms of the hands. So this can really activate the palms of your hands. You have energy centres associated with the heart here. And it also takes a little bit of pressure off the wrist. Now if that is not right for you, come up onto your knuckles, just as good. Knees underneath your hips, hip width apart. And we'll begin with a really nice flowing cat pose, Madhyasana. So we want this movement to begin at the tailbone each time. So your awareness right down at your tail. And tuck the tailbone underneath here. Draw the navel up towards your spine, so you begin to round at the small of the back. Push away from the mat. So that brings that movement up into the shoulders, and then let your head drop here. So take a moment here, so breathing normally here, let the head waggle about, check that you're not holding tension there. Release your jaw, so you might want to wriggle it back, might want to make a yawning movement. And then straight back to the tailbone, so with the head bowed here, the movement begins right down the tail. So we want to have this fluid ripple of movement, so the tail sticks up. You begin to hollow the waist, so the navel coming towards the mat. Draw the shoulder blades back and down a little, and then lift the head to look forwards. So let's do that with the breath. Exhaling back at the tailbone, tuck it underneath. Have that movement come up through the spine. Push away from the mat, head down. Inhale, back to the tailbone. Stick it up, hollow the waist, draw the shoulder blades back, lift the head. So I think really this posture is like one of your essentials in any yoga practice. It wakes up the spine, the whole of the energy system, gives your organs a little bit of movement, and it also joins your movement and your breath. So let's do that one more, the other way. It's also even good for you for active back pain here. So doing this, it's not weight bearing, but you're able to move the spine and release the spine. So we're going to keep the hips above the knees, but walk the hands forward. So this is Anahatasana. And here, if you have shoulder issues, I'll show you the full thing, and then I'll show you the alternatives. So the full thing, you'll reach the hands out in front, relax the shoulders, relax the sternum, so the breastbone is coming down towards the mat, resting the forehead down, or maybe even the chin down onto the mat here. Okay. Now, if that feels uncomfortable for the shoulders, the way to make it more comfortable is take the arms out to the side, or bend the elbows. Okay. So the idea is to get an opening through the front of the body and the chest and the shoulders. Taking a few breaths here. So again, have that breath come down into your belly. And let the belly relax, just let it go. And then breathing in, and as you exhale, sliding back to come to sit onto your heels. Now you can bring the knees nice and wide here. And again, this can be really lovely. So the knees as wide as the mat. Let the belly completely soften and relax the head between the upper arms. And again, that thing of bending the elbows if you want, or taking the arms a little bit wider. So here we're going to open up the intercostal muscles in the ribs, bringing the breath into the ribs here. So from here, keeping your head between your upper arms, walking both hands round towards the right. Okay. I'm just taking that far enough to feel a really nice stretch coming all the way up through the left side of your ribs. So you might even feel it right down into the pelvis here. Pause here and just take some nice deep breaths as if you were only breathing into your left rib cage. One last inhale and exhale here. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, taking that to the other side, so to the left this time. So the stretch in the right ribs. Coming up into the armpit, down through the waist, into the hips. Again, breathing as if you're only breathing into the right side. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Pause here. Draw the knees in, and now the hands back towards the heels. Let the shoulders drop down towards the mat. And imagine that you're breathing through the back of your body, as if you had gills instead of ribs here. So we just kind of forget about our backs, don't we? But of course your lungs are here as well as round at the front. And we're going to come out of this pose, but nice and slowly. So from this child's pose in the darkness, as if you were a little seed coming up into the sunlight, coming into growth for this day. And this day full of potential. So just very nice and slowly unroll the spine. You can keep the eyes closed. Bring the spine upright. Lift the head. Keep the arms moving up. Spread through the fingers. Lift the sternum here. So you might even want to take the gaze up, as if you're welcoming in the sun, welcoming in the day. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. You might even want to just press the hands onto the heart space. And feel into this part of you. So you're breathing into this place. Having a sense of gratitude for the day that is to come, a gratitude for your breath, for your movement. for your food, for your shelter. And maybe there are many other blessings in your life too. And perhaps as you tune in here, there naturally arises an intention for your day. So a wish, just a wish. But place that in the present tense. So it could just be, I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. So, thank you very much for watching. Om Shanti, and yes, I hope you do have a great day.